Welcome to the Grappling Grappling Rewind Podcast.
Welcome to this week on the Grappling Rewind Podcast. In this week's show, we are going to preview the 2023 IBJJF Pans, and we are also going to recap Subversion Equinox, headlined by Ash Williams and Jeremy Skinner. As always on the show, I'm your host, Maine, my co-host.
Not Miranda.
Josh.
Good
to see you, Josh. Back in Miranda's on job. She's like, you need someone to cover the show. And I was like, let me talk to Josh.
Shit, hold on. Let me find some of the backup guys.
The original, like, Josh, you're the OG. You are the OG for the podcast.
Sure.
10 years later, still here.
10?
We're on year 6.
You just doubled it.
We're in year
We've been
6.
here for 75 years.
So before we get into the recap section, the preview section of the show, there's a lot of names for Pans. Excited for them. Subversion was a lot of fun. We were talking about the main event match for that. A little bit of news this week. 2 weeks ago, wait, how many elite segue into this? I don't think we're gonna have everyone show up to Pans. I'm just gonna say it now. With all of the testing that USADA is doing, I want to caveat this at the beginning of the show. If a lot of these brackets fall apart, I am curious to know if USADA, who historically has only tested at Worlds and maybe Nogi Worlds here and there.
They've tested at Pans before.
They've tested at Pans before, Josh, and now that they're busting a bunch of people, I'm going to say it now at the beginning of the show. I'm very curious to see if some of these Pans brackets don't shake out the way that we expect them to shake out.
They will not have any samples for Pans. You want to know why?
Why?
Because the cups will melt.
They might melt. So, that's this week. I don't think anything else big happened this week. Oh, yeah, ADCC ran their first Open. In Mexico, I think. So one of the first North American Opens for ADCC ran this week. We saw some pictures from it. I looked on Fight Pass, which is where ADCC, the World Championships, and the trials are going to be broadcast. I did not see any broadcasting of the Open. We were kind of not sure when everything got announced if the Opens were going to be broadcast. It seems like that is the intention of eventually moving forward, is to have the Opens broadcast in some way. But when I looked right before the show, and we're doing this on Sunday night, there were no ADCC Open. There was no footage on Fight Pass.
It might be a logistics thing of being able to get cameras to all of those places. I'm going to check while we're on there. But it just might be like a logistics thing where they can't get all of that stuff there.
I assume it was, and again, historically, Opens for most events aren't broadcast. There are certain Opens now and again that are broadcast either for IBJJF or for ADCC or, Fight to Win. We do see certain Opens broadcast on other platforms occasionally, but that was a big question we had leading into the ADCC deal for UFC and Fight Pass was, are we going to get all the Opens? Because the ADCC Opens have historically been something that we see in Europe only, and some other places, but Mo and a lot of, his team now are making a big effort to have Opens frequently in North America and basically worldwide. And they're starting off, and this week was the first ADCC, or maybe last week, was the first ADCC Open that they've run in North America since the World Open, the Vegas Open, the one that I did all the judging for. So it is looks like it ran well from what I've seen. I haven't seen anyone, complaining on it.
And it's not popping up still, so.
Yeah. So I'm curious. There's another one. There's a registration that I keep getting pinged for in Denver, I think is where it is. Registration for Denver got announced. That's May 13th. I'm going to be there with Rachel 2 weeks after that for ONE FC because I'm going to that live, and we've already had a bunch of flight booking issues, and so hopefully we have the flights finally now. So that'll be fun, but I'm going to miss the event in Denver. It would be cool to go out there to see that too. But we also have an ADCC Orange County April 29th. So these are going to be the first North American Open since the Vegas Open in September of last year. Super excited for more athletes to be able to compete under that rule set. It, again, is only going to bring up the level that we see at the trials, which is already absolutely insane. But I think this will be the turning point that has more and more gyms focusing on ADCC rule set in the gym, especially if they're Opens. Because previously, a lot of gyms kind of sit with IBJJF rules because you're local, like guys like us, can go locally and compete under organizations that have those rules. ADCC, and you're very rarely going to compete in an ADCC rules event unless you're going to trials. And if you're like a local hobbyist or a competitor, that's probably not in the cards for you and probably shouldn't be in the cards for you if there are more opens countrywide or, worldwide, it makes it a rule set that you as a hobbyist and as a competitor not on the world stage can go and compete in. I would expect we see a bunch of gyms in the next year completely switch over to ADCC rules. I'm very, very curious to see how this happens, but that's my prediction.
I don't think a lot of gyms will do that. Only the gyms that are like no-gi oriented. They only do no-gi.
Yeah. You think it's only been no-gi gyms?
I think so.
Okay.
Only for the fact that like you're still going to have people training in the gi.
Yeah.
A lot. And as much as like people don't want to admit it, and I know people are like, ooh, gi is stupid and dying. Like, that's the bread and butter. That's where you're probably making a lot of your money for gyms, and I could be completely wrong.
IBJJF Masters Worlds is the largest jiu-jitsu tournament in the world every year, every single year, since when? For a long time, forever? It's been the biggest event forever. I mean, that's a gi event. Masters Worlds in Vegas is a gi event that runs alongside the IBJJF Vegas Open. Again, I just think that maybe not if we have 10 events a year or 15 events a year in the U.S., but if we are having 2 or 3 ADCC Opens running countrywide in 3 years, and one of them comes to Baltimore and New Jersey and Philadelphia.
If there's one for every state, or roughly every state in a roundabout area, and they do them a lot, then I can see that. But since they're like very sporadic, like, okay, so we have Mexico.
Yep.
We're going to have Orange County.
Yep.
Was it? Denver.
Yes.
All right.
And there's apparently, basically they're booking one a month, so they're roughly going to have 12 or 13 this year in North America. And then next year they are looking to even on-ramp, I think, I thought it was like 50 the following year was the goal. I spoke to those folks a while ago. I don't exactly remember what the plan was, but I knew that they were looking to rapidly ramp up the North America component for Opens for ADCC. It was just a piece of news this week that happened. We're finally starting to see them, and I'm amped. I think that it will change the landscape of the sport at a local level if they reach like a critical mass in the U.S. If that happens,
then I can definitely see that.
But your point to the gi, I think, is still really valid. I think ADCC, I could be wrong, in Europe has gi divisions. Is that correct or incorrect?
I have no idea.
I think I've seen them at least for kids. I thought I had seen them, but
what I think should happen, since they're not exactly directly connected, but if ADCC is going to run stuff that has to do with the gi, I think they need to. I think they just need to combine with UAE JJF.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
And they can run like
one an AJP, one an ADCC.
Yeah,
hey man, you want to do the gi? AJP is here.
And they can keep their same rule set. If they push that, like
the partnership,
the AJP
like, hey,
and ADCC together, if they push those two things where you still have your gi competition and you have your no gi competition, both of those things give you money. There's prestige in both of those.
Yeah.
Then what's IBJJF going to do at that point? Then they'll go away.
Yeah.
If that combination of those two things happen, because
the prestige AJP has the prestige.
AJP is most of the time is more exciting.
Yeah.
Because of
the shorter rounds,
the better rules, and the different rule sets, and there's a whole lot of other things. So who knows?
But interesting fold this week on a kind of a quiet week for news. Wanted to mention that. In other news, Maggie Grandotti, who we just saw at Polaris for the Women's GP, and if you haven't watched that, we talked about it last week at length. Go back and watch that GP. That was probably the best women's event we've had
in a while.
It's not an ADCC, maybe ever.
And
if you look at the names on it,
jiu-jitsu thing.
Yeah, but if you look at it was just a straight up grappling event. Like that was an amazing. The quality of athlete on that card was huge. Maggie Grandotti, who was on that card, went against Brianna St. Marie, is now moving to Atos officially. So I'm very curious how she does under that camp. One of Atos is probably, as far as top-level women's camps in the world, I would say that Atos produces the most high-level women of any camp worldwide.
She's got a lot of people to train with.
Yeah.
Especially, is she lightweight or middleweight?
She is
or medium heavy.
I always forget. She cut like 20-something pounds to make 45. She's bigger than me. Like when I stood next to her, I looked up and interviewed her in Dallas. So I think she probably walks around closer to 160 is what I'm guessing. I don't know what exactly she competes at.
They've got a lot of good women there. You know, you have Louisa Montero, you have
Geddes. Rafaela Geddes is there as well. Oh, yeah, on the larger side for women.
It's not Bastos. It's
yeah, I'm blanking on.
Oh,
I'm blanking on their team.
But they've got a lot of strong women, which it's only going to make her better.
And Angelica is kind of leading that program for Angelica Galvao, Andre Galvao's wife, sort of leads the women's program, was a competitor herself. I'm very, very excited to see what Grignati does at Atos. We're having more and more women kind of switch camps recently, and I am curious. The next wave of women's jiu-jitsu is going to get really, really exciting and
all of the, and I love saying this, is like all of the older generation of women are like kind of gone at this point.
Gabby Garcia was kind of really the last one from that era, like Dern's in the UFC.
She hasn't competed in years,
right?
In the gi.
2009.
Gabby hasn't competed in the gi in a while.
3 or 4 years. A
couple of years.
Yeah, something like that at least.
Like you have Pisania.
Yep.
You have Yara Soares.
Yep.
You have
Flowers.
If she's coming back, you have Tayane Porfirio.
Yeah.
Flowers. You have St. Marie. You have.
But those are all younger women
Clay,
on the circuit.
Like all of those people that are on the circuit now. You don't have, your Michele Nicolini's.
Yep.
You don't have.
Oh, she has a match with Basilio coming up on 1 grappling match.
Is it Basilio and Nicolini?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
That got announced this week as well. That's super exciting. So, Nicolini's been in MMA for a while now, and so she's coming back doing a grappling match with Bia, and I'm amped for it. I'm amped to preview that one. I think it's coming up in a couple of weeks.
Is it that next week's card?
I think so.
It's the March card.
Josh, you stall for time while I look at the saved images on my phone.
I'm stalling for time. No, and again, going back, like you're getting this changeover of women that are all coming up. You're seeing, what's her name that was on the women's GP just the other day too.
March 24th. Yeah, March 24th is the card. Oh hell yeah! I wish we could preview that more, but I don't know enough about how they're gonna.
It's gonna be a no-gi match in the. It's gonna be a no-gi match in the cage. That'll be an awesome match.
Yep, strawweight match.
There you go.
25 for 1FC.
I think Nicolini's like almost 40 years old at this point.
30,
something like
39 or something, or 38.
I'm gonna stall for time.
Yeah, so that's exciting. Overall, again, exciting turn of events recently for that. Also, not related to jiu-jitsu at all, but
41.
41, really?
Yeah.
Bob Zapp and Quentin Jackson are doing a 2-person fight versus Woody and John Nutt on Fight Circus. We mention Fight Circus occasionally. It is in no way related to grappling, but it's gonna be wild. It always is. If you like excitement, that might be kind of fun to tune into. If you've missed it, it's happening on March 31st. Not anything related to jiu-jitsu, but all right. So I have nothing else for news. Josh, do you have anything else for news?
No.
Let's talk about the main event for Subversion Equinox. We've talked about Subversion before. Subversion is not Subversive. It's a different organization. Subversion is an organization out of Australia that does a really good job of showcasing Australian talent. They run. We've covered them. We've covered them before on the show, but I don't remember. They're now on Flow Grappling. They are running an upcoming card, I think on like June 24th, that is New South Wales versus Victoria. They have some really, really great Australian talent on that. They have Josh Saunders on that. They have Ben Hodgkinson on that as well. Like, there's a couple other big names that are in the Australian circuit that are on that. They did a preview for it during this card. I am really excited for it. This card was a lot of fun. The main event was Jeremy Skinner versus Ash Williams. Jeremy Skinner, Australian crowd. Ash Williams flew across from Wales to make it to this card. 10-minute match, goes about 5 minutes.
Halfway point, yeah.
Halfway, and Ash finishes a really, really nice triangle on Jeremy Skinner. But even before that, I was really impressed. So both these guys went to ADCC, Ash has just been on an absolute tear recently, and he just got announced on Polaris for a match versus Ryan Hall on the upcoming Polaris card, and they're going to main event that. This match, we haven't seen a lot from Ryan in forever, but everything that we've seen from Ash Williams shows us that he is next level with the current submission set. Again, Jeremy Skinner is a trials winner. Ash Williams is a trials winner. Did Ash medal this year at ADCC? I think he did.
No.
Did he get knocked out before the medal round?
I think so.
Okay. Regardless, looked amazing. Ash looks amazing in this match. There were two different sequences here that Ash was initiating takedowns. And again, it's something we're seeing both from Jeremy and from Ash. But overall, more and more people are kind of struggling to deal with Ash on the feet. And I think it's because he is willing to engage with you in a lower stance. And if you either are too away from him or push too far into him, he will fight you off of that reaction. He does a really good job fighting for underhooks. He does a really good job getting low, picking for legs. In this match, because Skinner stands a little higher, we saw a couple different times where Ash Williams would drive into the legs, and then Skinner would defend in some way, but never really be able to sprawl back on Ash or never get his hips all the way down on the sprawl. And Ash would turn, he would get towards the back, he would get a body lock, and he would either take down or he would do a counter takedown off Skinner's kind of attempt on a sit-through or something else like that. It happened two different times in the match. There was also a nice reversal where Skinner tried to take down and Ash was able to reverse it back to top position in the first 2 minutes of the match or something. Later in the match, Ash is working with the body lock, works to almost take the back, and there was a moment here where I thought Ash, I didn't think it was going to happen, but Ash was looking to set up a Sulabayev stretch on Jeremy Skinner.
Yeah, he was riding the back because the way he shot in, I was like, that wasn't a good shot. But he immediately shifted to the back.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's a better idea.
We've seen Ash do before.
Yes. By the way, Ashley Williams lost in the first round to Diogo Hayes, to Baby Shark.
Okay, so you fought the champ. Yeah,
yeah.
See, whenever somebody loses in the first round of ADCC, in my head it just doesn't count. I'm like, yeah, I mean, you lost to the champion. Like Lachlan, you lost to the champion. Like, you went on to that essentially is like losing in the semifinals because you lost to the champion.
Or just losing in the beginning of the tournament. So he came in and he shot, and he comes up onto the side, and I was like, but he just shucked him back and went for the back and jumped on. It was really cool, whereas here we're just going. He hooked through. He started reaching, and we were watching it again, and I was like, oh, he should, he's going to hit the stretch. And
Skinner pops up to do a tripod stance, and it's a really
great. It wasn't a tripod, though.
Well, he had one arm down. And
he had both of his arms down at first.
I thought he only had the single arm down.
No, he had both arms down, and that's why you heard when they were doing the announcement, he was like, come up to a quad pod, and I was like, okay.
So in my note, he said quad pod. I looked, I was like, there's three hands. I'm going to note that for the show. That's very funny. I missed that he had his other hand down, because on commentary it said quad pod, and I noted specifically three hands.
It's sort of like the escape that they talked about.
Yeah.
And we were like, insensitive maybe? And then we were like, oh, Australia, America.
At one point, there was we'll talk about it in a moment.
We'll talk about it in a second. But, he goes to stretch him out. He eventually, turns and shifts, almost gets triangled, gets out.
Skinner does. So Skinner gets out of the back.
Skinner shoots in and gets a great single leg, and Ashley Williams, sprawls on top of it, and he's almost in, a split.
He's in, a side split. That's what it's called, right? A side split?
Sort of, because he's not doing a full-blown split. But
right. But
the leg is fully extended. Ash Williams has a Kimura grip he's setting up. He's, sitting back on it a little bit, and then all of a sudden, I'm assuming, because I didn't rewind it multiple times.
I watched this section 6 different times just to see exactly what he did.
And Maine still doesn't know, so there you go. He sits back and his leg pops out and he just triangles.
Yeah, because the camera is facing on the same side as the Kimura grip that Ash Williams has, his leg is trapped between Jeremy Skinner's legs in some way. He gets up on his hips or something, and Ash Williams is able to somehow get his leg out from between Skinner's legs, and I couldn't exactly figure out how he did this.
The only way I can think is possible is if his right hip shifted, because he had the left leg when he was doing the single leg. If his right hip shifted and the left leg popped out, when he was like trying to like go around, so the leg popped out and he just snapped it on.
Yeah, it was a wild transition.
It was cool,
and
then Ash Williams locked that triangle in,
dude, which
is where
the commentary did a great job of talking about what Skinner was doing to escape. At one point, they went, "Oh, it's a 9/11 escape. It's kind of the last ditch ever because you only go for it when it's." What did he say?
I can't remember fully, but I was like, "Wow, that's kind of insensitive."
Josh and I already watched this, so I watched it with Josh. Josh, I think he means 911 and doesn't realize that for American viewers, if you call it a 9/11, it has a very different connotation than just instead of phoning for help like 911.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's what they call it is 9/11.
Yeah.
When you call 911, I think I could be absolutely wrong.
While in Australia, Josh, I do not remember.
I was just like, oh, and then I was like, oh wait. When Maine said that, I was like, oh yeah, I think it's called that as well. I'm assuming it was the emergency contact number is what they were saying.
Yeah.
But it's just like it struck me. It didn't shake me, but I was just like, oh, that's different.
Yeah.
I have not heard that before.
I love listening to commentary from other regions that are in English because
those guys were good, by the way.
They were great. Sometimes it's hilarious on Polaris. You'll get like a collection of English commentators, and they will be very, not disparaging, but very, very blunt with like what an athlete is doing, and it's like, that's probably not good, or that's probably wrong. He should have his arm here. It's a cultural shift versus like what we historically hear in like English and American commentary versus Australian commentary or English commentary.
We speak American here.
Yeah. They
speak England.
They tend to be far more blunt, and it was one of those commentary moments where it's like, oh yeah, international commentary is a little bit different, and
it's just
I like
funny
the flavor.
hearing that kind of stuff.
But Ash Williams finishes a great triangle here.
Fantastic.
Skinner rolls kind of underneath, and Ash takes him over to mount. Yeah, and
he didn't take him to mount. He just triangled him.
Yeah, he finished him out. He finished him out. Yeah, because Skinner reaches up with his hand and reaches and touches his back when he finishes. It was super tight. It was a great match from Ash. Finishes it, I think, about the 5-minute mark.
And almost exactly like 5 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, which, again, just kind of speaks to how good Ash Williams is. Again, both guys made it to trials. Both guys made it through their trials to ADCC. Both guys got knocked out in the first round. And for Ash to submit another trials winner like this in 5 minutes just kind of speaks to how good Ash is on that stage. And occasionally you fight Baby Shark the first round.
You hear us talk about it, though, a lot, about there still being levels at black belt. And even though, like, he's a trials winner and he got to, like, that certain point, there's still, like, levels above that.
Like Cade.
Like Cade Rotolo. Like, baby. Yeah. Like, those are, like, the tippity-toppity, like, S tier. Mm-hmm. And then there's even, like, A+ tier, and then there's A tier, and then, like, A- tier.
Yeah.
Before you get to everything else.
So as an exercise, I never really brought it up publicly because I'm never going to do it again. I was going through something internal for Grappling Run, making a tier list of like where would we rank all of the, and it was basically just an exercise to figure out.
Don't you put that bad juju on me, man.
I didn't. And I didn't end up making it, but it was basically like lining up of like, okay, who has beaten who can you reasonably rank above other people based on their wins, and it became a massive arduous process to do, but I started doing it.
Did you have one
Photoshop.
of those? I was about to say, did you have one of those tier lists where there was S, A, B, C, and D?
I didn't get that far, but I got to the point where I was cutting out people's faces from topology
and moving them around.
And I went, I do not have the time for this right now, but I would love to see.
You're a crazy person.
It speaks to just where Ash Williams is in that kind of black belt international stage. Very, very good. The event was a lot of fun. Yeah. I can't wait for the new event on, and I think June 24th, I think, is the event. I really hope that it continues to broadcast on Flow. They're showcasing Australian talent. We watched a couple other matches on the card that we're not going to break down, but overall, a lot of fun. I think they had like 21 or 22 matches on the card. About a 4-hour video, something like that. Great. Again, we talk about it frequently. I love seeing the talent that other regions bring and having that showcased on an international platform because it gives us an opportunity to kind of see international up-and-coming talent in a way that we normally, at least when we started the show, Josh, 2017, we're not able to do. So that's exciting. So nothing else happened this week. Fight to Win happened this week as well in Vegas. There were some fun matches on that. A lot of like local Vegas talent. bunch of black belts on that card. It is on Fight TV if you want to watch that. Other than that, it was a pretty quiet weekend because everyone's prepping for Pans. So we have Gi Pans coming up this next week. I have all of the brackets up. We were fortunate enough to have all of the black belt brackets ahead of time. Occasionally we get it ahead of time. Occasionally we don't. This is one of those times where we do. Josh, want to start with the ultra heavyweight division.
Oh God, you're gonna make me lean really close to the screen because I'm an old person that can't read.
You just gotta move the mic.
I need my spectacles.
Your spectacles.
What? See, you can't read that. Tell me you can read that.
My eyes are also going bad, Josh.
Yeah,
I'm getting old.
Yeah,
I can't read
either.
Yeah. Right. Let me zoom it in for you, Grandpa. All right. Is that any better? Can you read that now?
A little bit.
Better.
One more time, just for fun.
Josh and I are looking at 150, and I gotta scroll now.
That's okay. You'll live. You can full screen that screen.
I need to see this.
No, you don't.
Moving on.
It's recording.
This is gonna happen, Josh. So
it's gonna stop recording.
It might. I'm gonna check every bracket section. Like remember ADCC? This happened during ADCC.
I'm aware, and you were like, "God damn it!"
Moving on to the men's ultra heavyweight bracket, we have the guy who's gonna take the entire division, Nicholas Margali.
Oh, I was like, who? And then I was like, oh, yeah, that is Nicholas Margali.
That's Nicholas Margali. Other good names here, we have Guillermo, I can't give his name, Guillermo Santos Soros. We have Roosevelt D'Souza.
Is that a Ricardo Evangelista up there? Go up right there. No, right below.
Yeah, Ricardo Evangelista. Yep. Again, this for me is...
It's Margali's
This is Margali. He's ranked number 1.
Which side of the... Where is he?
No, he's right here. He has the bye.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll fight the winner of... What?
Oh, so he's legit, like...
Oh, he's under Renzo Gracie now.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think about
Alliance.
That. He was Alliance. So technically he's under... He is in earnest now,
like
under John and under John Danaher.
That's interesting.
I am curious if we're going to see Danaher at Pans.
Like coaching?
Like coaching, Margali. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I'm assuming so. But I mean, we're probably going to see him, and he's probably going to say some stuff, but I don't know. Like, I don't think he's going to have such an impact on.
You think
like
Margali,
coaching wise,
his old culture shop?
Who, Mario Hayes?
Yeah.
No.
Just curious. So, moving on. Anything else on the ultra heavy, Josh?
No, but yeah, I think he's going to win.
On to the super heavyweight division. Number 1, we got Eric Muniz. We got David Cabral, ranked number 2. We got ranked number 3, Christopher Passarello. Again, I kind of want to go just with the top names here. I think Eric Muniz is the guy.
I mean, yeah, that's a that's a safe pick for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, there's Schlosser. Yeah.
No other big names kind of pop out here for super heavy. Moving on to the heavyweight division, ranked number 1.
Two brackets.
We got Felipe Andrew. We got Demetrius Soares. We got Adam Wardzinski. We got Gabriel Henrique Oliveira. We have Devontae Johnson, ranked number 8 right now. This is a bigger bracket of 17.
Maine just keeps moving like nobody else is going to read it. Is that Roberto Jimenez right there? Who's going to? They're going to have
Studio 76.
That's a first round match. Wardzinski versus Jimenez. Jimenez
probably take. Do you think he takes that?
Have we seen him recently?
Not in the gi.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of like ADCC trial stuff and didn't make it, right?
He won trials, and then he went to ADCC, and then he lost in ADCC, and then we saw him once after that, and I forget. I think he looked good.
Is that Patrick Gaudio down there?
He beat Majid at Polaris.
Oh yeah. Is that?
I think this is Patrick Gaudio here.
Yeah,
like number 7.
I mean,
Mauricio Oliveira.
You have Demetrius Souza from Alliance. That's a good one.
This is just bracket 2, by the way. So
I know you have Amaral there. I think coming out of this side of the bracket, like I think the finals from the second part of the bracket.
I think we're gonna have Patrick Gaudio,
Gaudio
on the left side of the bracket. And I think we're either going to have Roberto Jimenez or Wardzinski on the right side of the bracket.
I was going to say Wardzinski was going to be there.
You think Wardzinski in the gi beats Jimenez?
Yeah. Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't surprise me. But it also wouldn't surprise me if he lost to him.
Yeah. Jimenez is a guy that's just kind of... He's a very stylistic matchup, and if I can't pick the style matchup for him, he's hard to pick for.
And I think Felipe Andrew takes...
bracket A.
I think
we'll probably see Felipe Andrew versus Devontae Johnson, Bones. That'll be fun, but I still kind of would favor Felipe Andrew in that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think they've had matches before, but I think Felipe's taken them.
For sure.
So, yeah, probably Felipe Andrew versus either Jimenez, Gaudio, or Wardzinski. I think is probably where that bracket goes. Again, Pans could walk up. I think that Felipe Andrew probably beats all those guys.
Yes.
So, for heavyweight, Felipe Andrew wouldn't surprise me.
It's just, I have to remember, I have to shift into a different gear when Pans and stuff comes on.
Why?
A consumption gear.
Oh, yeah. We have to watch, it's 18 matches for just watching the finals, and then it's 40 matches every major.
There's a lot.
Moving on to the medium heavyweight division. Ranked number 1, we have...
Gustavo Batista.
We have Mateus Spirandelli Souza. We have Jason Gomes here. Mauricio Oliveira. Pedro Henrique is also in this division.
Go back up to number 7, man. Is that Ronaldo Jr.?
That's Ronaldo Jr.,
Yep.
number 7 from Atos.
Is
2 brackets as well.
I was about to say, hold on. Man.
I wish they would just give us 1 bracket.
Servio Tulio.
You got talking to Mike, Josh.
I'm aware. I told you I was going to be far away from it. I'm blind. I'm old. I need my spectacles. Andre Nascimento. Okay.
I think on the bracket 2, Gustavo Batista takes this.
Who's that from Unity number 4 ranked?
Number 4 ranked is Sebastian Rodriguez. Oh, Sebastian Rodriguez. He's a monster. We haven't seen a lot of him.
Go back up to the name and look who is going against first round.
Elder Cruz.
That's going to be one hell of a match.
Goddamn, Elder Cruz is ranked 30th.
I just don't think he does a lot of gi stuff.
Yeah.
And he's a new black belt.
That'll be a hell of a match. So look for that match. So I refereed or judged at the ADCC Open a bunch of Sebastian Rodriguez's matches. That dude was impressive. He busted both his knees. But he was impressive until that happened. And he was probably the last guy to get coached by Murillo Santana before Murillo was banned from ADCC. I think we probably get Batista and either the winner of that. Nascimento's in the mix as well. And then Francisco de Alanza.
Interesting. This will be a nice bracket where it is because this is also
this is a big bracket. This a division of 31 people in this bracket.
Oh, Murillo's right there.
Yep, Murillo's.
Jansen Gomez. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, you still have Ronaldo too. That'll be interesting.
He's ranked number 7 on the other side of that.
Huh.
This is a big one to pick. There's a lot of contenders in this one.
There's
Jason
a lot
Gomes
of people.
As well in checkmate. I'm gonna be wrong about whoever wins this. I'm gonna go Batista.
Batista is a safe pick just because
he's a world champion.
He's a monster, man.
He's a world title 2021. That's the easiest pick to make, but I would not be surprised if I'm wrong about that. Moving on to the lightweight division, a division of 21. We have Daniel Myra in this division. We have
down.
Jonathan Alves in this division. We have Pablo Levaselli in this division. We have Shane Jamil Hill-Taylor in this division as well.
At middleweight?
Nathan Chung, yeah.
What?
Dude, he's bigger now.
So he's going from featherweight?
No, this is lightweight.
I was about to... Wait, where's middleweight then? You just did medium heavy.
Huh.
You didn't click on middleweight.
Hi, Josh, you are correct. I did not click on middleweight.
Well, maybe you clicked it afterwards?
Nope,
I don't know.
I just missed it.
Okay. I was about to say, hold on a second. Jamil went up 2 weight classes. Okay, I can understand him going up to lightweight. So we'll go that. We'll bring up the other stuff, too. You can go back down to just the numbers.
Just the names.
Yeah. Okay, so you also have Elijah Dorsey in that division. Shane's teammate. Who else is in here?
Daniel Myra's in here. Kevin
Myra. Who else is in there?
Let's see.
Johnny, is that Johnny Tama right there?
Yeah, Johnny Tama's in here as well.
Okay. Interesting.
This is
it's a hell of a bracket, but you know who's really hard to beat?
Who? Jonta Alves?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like his jiu-jitsu might not be super exciting.
But dude is hard to score.
But it's hard to score against.
Dude's hard to
and
score.
If you do,
4 points on him.
It's hard to, Yeah.
Jonta Alves is hard. He is scoreable. You can score 2 points against him. You probably can't score 4.
Where's Shane's first match?
Shane's on the other side. Shane's here. He has a bye into.
Oh yeah, because he's former world champion.
Yeah. His first match is going to be against one of these two gentlemen, whose names I don't have offhand, and then potentially going to face the winner of Daniel Myra versus Jose Soares as well. I can kind of see Shane getting through his side of the bracket if he can get through Pablo Lavicelli.
Yeah, Lavicelli is going to be hard.
Also from AOJ.
Yeah.
But I think that probably we may even get a rematch of Shane versus Jonta Alves again.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so? You don't think Shane's making it through?
I don't know.
We also could get Johnny Tama. We're probably going to get Johnny Tama versus Jonta Alves, which I think they've met before, and I think Alves took that.
I think.
Which sucks. I really like Alves' game. Or sorry, we really like Johnny Tama's game. He's just always a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. All right, well, let's keep going, and then we'll bring up the middleweight.
You have a pick for this one or no?
Alves, just because it's like...
He's just super hard to beat in the
rule set. It's hard to beat. He can lose, but it's hard to beat.
On the featherweight.
It's a double bracket again.
Double bracket. Fabricio Andre at the top here. We have...
Diego Sodre.
Yep. Alexandre...
the brothers, the Sodre brothers. Let's see.
Thiago Macedo's in here. Sam Nagai's in here.
Samuel Nagai's in there. Sick.
Marcio Andre's in here.
At feather?
Yeah. Yeah, he's
that
feather.
Guy, he just keeps floating up and down between feather and light.
Yeah. Division of 23 here.
Who was up top? Was that one of the Meow brothers?
I didn't see the Meow.
No.
No.
Okay. Nick Salas is in there.
Yeah.
There's a bunch, but Maine just constantly flicks through.
I move around pretty fast. Bracket 2.
Fabricio Andre, again, is a son of a bitch to be.
Yeah, I think he probably takes this bracket. We'll probably see him versus Alexandre Pinto or Thiago Macedo in the finals of bracket 1. And then on bracket 2, Marcio Andre.
Yeah, Marcio Andre's...
Marcio Andre or Sam Nagai.
Ooh,
I think one of those
going to run into each other in the
quarters.
No, the eights. That would be the eights.
So yeah, you're right.
The quarters is the final.
No. The quarter, semifinal, final. So quarters.
Okay, yeah, quarters.
Yeah, they're running to each other at quarters. That'll be a fun match. I think the winner of that match takes that side of the bracket. The right side of the bracket is stronger. We have Brian Maheta is on there. Diamo Romulo from Novo and Yao.
I'm going to go with Andre.
Yeah, Fabricio Andre.
It's the safe pick.
It is. Moving on to the black belt light featherweight division, a division of 20, another big division. Diego Oliveira. We got Malachi as well in that number 2 spot. We have Diego Hayes.
Baby Shark.
Clever Souza Fernandez. Where's
That's Baby Shark.
Oh, yeah. Diogo, not Diego. Diogo, Baby Shark. And then a whole host of other, Kevin Carasso, Yuta Shimada, who I did a bunch of commentary for at Copa Virginia a couple of months ago, which is kind of cool to see him and his game.
Who else is in? What's his name? He normally fights at Rooster.
Lucas Pinheiro?
No, the Japanese fighter. Not Shimada.
Oh, Tomoyuki Hashimoto?
Yeah, Hashimoto said I think he was going up to light feather. Is Hashimoto on this one? Is he even competing? Is a better question.
I do not see Tomoyuki Hashimoto in here.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't see him. That's unfortunate.
Maybe he's still at Rooster.
I think Diogo, the winner of Diogo versus Kleber Souza.
I think Baby Shark takes it.
Yeah, I kind of do too. Hopefully, we're going to see Yuto Shimada versus either Kleber Souza or Diogo or Baby Shark. That would be fun, but I still think Baby Shark goes through at light feather.
His wrestling is so on point.
I think
was
we're probably
rewatching
going to get
like
Malachi versus
80s.
him.
Dude, I think...
Look, I want Malachi to win everything because he beat me one time in a tournament, and so now it's like, that's my guy.
They're going to have that match.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to get Malachi versus Baby Shark. I think that would be crazy.
That's on one side of the bracket, yeah.
No, Baby Shark's here. Baby Shark's on bracket A, Malachi's on bracket B.
You're looking at somebody else. Go back up because he's from Art of Jiu-Jitsu. That's Diego Batista. So if you go down, there he is right there.
Oh, shit, he's in bracket A.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to see that match then.
Yeah. That's 2 and 3.
Who you think takes that?
Baby Shark.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I kind of think he does.
Yeah.
I think Baby Shark takes the whole thing on light feather. Moving into Rooster here, division of 15. Big Rooster weight division for Pans.
Is that Taliesin Suarez?
It is Taliesin Suarez at Rooster weight. We have Rodrigo Freita de Oliveira. We have Hani Barbosa. We got Francisco Andrade. We got Esteban Martinez here. We got Tadaya Danforth in here as well. A bunch of other folks rounding out that bracket.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, Corey Walker. Corey Walker's also here in that division now.
Yeah.
Suarez.
That's a rough, because Taliesin is number 1 down in that bottom corner right there. That's a tough division.
So we're possibly going to see Taliesin versus Esteban Martinez if Esteban Martinez can get by Corey Walker, which would be exciting.
Taliesin is like... He's the front runner for me.
Oh, yeah. I think the entire brackets, we've picked the number 1 seed.
Yeah. Probably.
I think that's kind of how Pans goes. Pans is usually like, there are some upsets now and again, but usually Pans is...
You never know.
Pans. So that's what I got for Rooster weight. Moving on to the women's brackets, Josh.
Yeah.
Oh, no, here we go.
Hello, cool. Bring up middleweight.
Men's middleweight black belt. Middle?
Yep.
Bingo bango. Middleweight, we got a division of 15.
That looks like 14 to me.
14. We got
Tynan Dalpra.
That's your,
yeah,
that's
he
your
won.
division. Yep.
Although Rolando Sampson is back competing, and he's in there. He's ranked number 4.
Talking to your mic, Josh.
I'm talking into my mic, goddammit. Who else is in
Tarek
there?
Hopstock's in here as well.
Yep.
Austin Rodonario's in here. Renan Mutliab is also in here.
Go down a little bit.
Vinicius Wong is in here. Felipe Cesar Silva's in here.
Huh. Yeah, Tynan.
Yeah, he's going to fight the winner of Renan Mutliab and Felipe Cesar Silva. I think he beats both those gentlemen. Then he's probably going to go and be in the finals on the other side of the bracket versus John Satava is on the other side of the bracket.
Satava's good, but, you know, you've got...
You got Hopstock.
Satava actually might take that side of the bracket.
I think we're going to see Satava versus Dalpra in this. That could be a lot of fun.
You have, you know, Pedro Maya.
Oh, I missed Pedro Maya. Ranked number 2.
Oh, yeah.
Pedro Henrique Maya Costa.
Yeah.
So, should be fun. Tynan Dalpra. Why at this point would you bet against Tynan Dalpra? Because he's Tynan Dalpra. He's one of the best passing in the world. Women's divisions. Super heavyweight, division of 3. We have
round robin.
Gabriela Pasana.
Yeah, we don't have to go anymore.
That's probably who takes it. She's taken the last
50 billion of them.
I think 9 Grand Slam events in a row, something like that.
Who knows?
On the heavyweight division side for women, we have a division of 6. We have Larissa. I'm not sure.
Larissa Almeida?
Okay, thank you. I was getting half a name, and I was
if you go down, you can highlight and see all of it.
Yeah, but it pops up to the top, so you can't see the first competitor's name.
I hate when it does that.
Yep, because the IBJJF website is trash. And then a lot of names that I am less familiar with. Mariana Cardoso is in here from AOJ. 2 women from Dream Art. Oh, Ingrid Alves is in here from Dream Art.
And also
Tamaris Fernanda Silva is in here.
We've seen them both compete before.
We have.
It's just like
I'm blanking on
right
their
now.
games.
I'm blanking on it. I'll be like, oh yeah, she does that.
Yeah. I don't know how to pick this one. Again, some super strong teams: Alliance, Dream Art, AOJ, all in here.
Ingrid's my pick.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay. Moving on to the medium heavyweight division for the women, a division of 10. We have Ana Carolina Vieira. We have Maria Miliasic in here. We have Melissa Stricker-Couto in here. We have Isildur Cristina Silva in here. Amy Scott Campo. And we got Elizabeth Mitrovic in here as well. Veda Toscano's in here. I'm going to say it.
Ana Carolina
Vieira. I think...
Her versus Campo?
I think Campo takes the whole thing.
Really?
Yes.
I think Campo runs into a really tough Maria Miliasic.
I think Maria Miliasic historically plays a bottom game that Campo tends to do well against. I think it's a style.
That is
I think
true.
It's a stylistic. Normally, I think the experience that she has would carry her through, but given that Campo does so well versus people that elect to play bottom, unless your name is Elizabeth Clay.
Although she's got to deal with Mitrovic, Maria Miliasic.
She's
beaten her before. Yeah, but you still got to deal with it.
Yes, Mitrovic's very long and throws a lot of people off.
Ana Carolina's my call, but this could be a cool one, seeing Campo go all the way through.
Ana Carolina in the gi versus Campo, I think, is the finals, because Campo is on the lower right-hand side. Ana Carolina is on the top left-hand side. I think both of them move through. I think it'll be cool to see more of Campo's gi game. Definitely want to see her first couple rounds, just because, again, we've seen it at brown belt. We've seen her do very, very well at brown belt, but it will be curious. I want to see it at black belt, because black belt women's gi is, if there is ever going to be
that shit normally at the quote unquote higher women's weight, that shit is so exciting.
Yeah. Well, if we're ever gonna see women stumble in the move up from brown to black, it is in the gi.
Yeah.
Like the no-gi game for the most part translates.
It translates
the gi,
through, yeah.
We've seen it a couple of different times with big prospects. I think Campo doesn't fit the bill of prospect, but moving into her first full gi season as a black belt, I expect good things from her, but I want to see it and not just speculate on it. So I think Campo takes the whole thing.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but
okay.
I think she takes the whole thing. Moving on to the middleweight division, a division of 6. We got Vanessa Griffin here. We got Thalita Lima in here in the number 1 seed. Elizabeth Clay is in here. Tamara Silva is in here as well. I think Elizabeth Clay takes the whole thing. Again, typically done better in no gi.
Yes, but she also just recently lost to Griffith, right?
No, she beat Griffith. She subbed her.
She did, or she?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna look that up.
Pretty sure they fought a bunch, but I was pretty sure that she subbed Griffith with a choke. I thought
Griffith beat her.
Okay, I think that
the last time they competed in the gi.
Maybe I'm thinking of no-gi. Maybe I'm thinking of no-gi Pans or no-gi Worlds, because they're always in the same division. But I think that Elizabeth Clay beat her in no-gi by submission. But again, I'm remembering back. I can remember the camera angle, but they've gone against each other a couple of times, and so I don't remember the last time.
Yeah,
I still think this is
nope. She lost at the European
to Griffith.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no shit! By what?
Points 8-6.
Oh really? Okay.
Yep.
So we're potentially going to see that match again. They are on opposite sides of the bracket.
She did beat her at Worlds though.
In no-gi.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I thought. That's the match I was thinking of. Good job, Josh, with your gi knowledge.
No, I didn't have knowledge. I went on to BJJ Heroes and looked at her record.
I think. So, do you think if you get a rematch here?
I think that'll be a cool
finals,
rematch. But I think
they both go to the finals.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Even though 1 and 2 get the buys, I believe 1 and 2 will be both knocked out.
Yeah, I think so. So do you think Clay will beat Vanessa in the gi? Or you think Vanessa will again outpoint her?
I think it'll be another close one because the one at the Europeans was still close. Like, it was very back and forth.
Even though it was 8-2, I remember being close. Oh, 8-6.
8-6.
Yeah,
if I said 2 before, it was 8-6.
Yeah, very, very close match. I remember it being a 2-point. It was a finals match, I think.
Yeah.
It was a 2-point.
Yes, maybe?
I think so.
Or semis, one of those two.
Yeah, I watched the match, and it was very close. I think Clay will make the changes. Again, she beat her in no-gi. I think Vanessa Griffith is amazing, but I just think that, I don't know, I like what I see from the developments of Elizabeth Clay's game over the last 4 or 5 years. And she's been consistently kind of changing her game. And when she runs into problems, we see her make a specific adjustment to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at the Campo match. Like, she's made a specific adjustment to Campo to beat Campo in no-gi. I think we're going to see that with Strippin.
She beat Campo before that too in no-gi.
She did, but Campo beat her in ADCC. And then in trials, we've seen, then so that's what I'm saying. Clay has consistently been one to make the specific changes that she needs.
Yeah.
I think that she will do that, and this is a weird pick for me because usually I always pick if you won the last one, you're going to win the next. Pretty much 95% of me picking is usually that, based on that. Thanks, Emil.
Not on math.
So this will be fun. This middleweight division will be a lot of fun. Moving on to the lightweight division.
That's a big one.
Yeah, Fionn Davies. AOJ. Oh, wait, because she's under JT and Essential. Luisa Montera.
Ooh.
Janira Maya. We got, let's see, Emily Fernandez in here. And then Larissa Santos from Dream Art. I think Fionn Davies takes this. If she's not too injured from the toe hold from Elizabeth Clay.
I think she tapped pretty quickly.
That shit looked... Miranda showed me a freeze frame. That shit looked bent.
It could have been, but you know who else is really, really good at winning in the gi?
Who?
Luisa Montero.
All right, where's she?
She's number 2. She's on the opposite side.
Look at that.
I think that's our final.
Yeah, I think that's our final. We have Clay and Montero.
Davies and Montero.
Davies and Montero. We just saw Clay and Fionn. I'm getting my brackets mixed up, Josh.
It's okay.
You think the Montero takes that over Fionn?
She's tough as shit.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll see. I mean, I think she's beaten her before in the gi, so we'll see.
I'm on the Fionn train.
And also, since they're both technically Atos, are they going to close out?
I think they're technically Atos. I think Fionn is Essential.
And?
I don't think they close out.
Okay.
I think we are seeing less and less closeouts for a lot of the reasons IBJJF is trying to kind of stop it, but we're also seeing, unless people specifically train together frequently, they are not closing out. That kind of era of 8 years ago where it's if we have the same patch, we close out, I think is stopping a lot for the modern competitors, especially Montero and Fionn, who are just so in it.
Meh.
You think so? If they don't, you think they close out?
I don't know.
Do you think Montero takes it or Fionn? I think I picked Fionn on a gut pick.
I'm gonna go Montero.
Okay. It could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll probably be wrong again.
That's
too. Lightweight. Moving on to the featherweight division. We have... God, I wish that...
I hate it so much.
It would show me the whole name. Ana Cristina Araujo from Dream Art in a number 1 spot. We got... let's
go down to the names now since you can highlight it.
Larissa Campo. Carvalho from Humaita.
Oh.
Margaret Cicerelli.
Cicerelli's with AOJ now?
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, she moved.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She did move. She used to be Unity, now she's at AOJ. Sophia Maria Dalpra is also in AOJ. Alexander Yanes. Patty Fontes is in here from Checkmat.
Huh, interesting. So who's 1 is Arujo and 2 is...
Campo.
Larissa. Huh. Ooh, that'll be a good match. The Ciccarelli versus the Giannis match.
Yeah, I think
that'll be a good match.
And also Cicerelli. I think Cicerelli goes all the way.
I think she makes it to the semis.
She makes it to the semis.
She's always like a solid competitor, and she's always podiuming on the podium.
Anna Christina, I think, from Dream Art goes to the finals here. I think she beats Daupra. I think Daupra beats Patty Fontes.
I'm gonna say, this is my dark horse pick.
All right,
Ciccarelli's gonna take it.
That's not really a dark horse pick.
I think it is.
Your number 3,
but I don't think people.
Josh, you took my shit. I was gonna do the same thing.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Again, right. Everyone's been so hot on her.
She's really good.
She's very, very good. And I think that moving camps now at AOJ as a smaller woman here at the featherweight division, I think that would be the shift that she needs to kind of put her over. And like the Mendes brothers, they're gonna change your game being in that room.
Did you see that clip
for IBJJF?
Rafael Mendes passing Dalbra's guard.
No,
like it was nothing.
Oh Jesus!
It bothered me.
See, but Dalbra is like, whenever I think of Dalbra, I think of his passing. Like his guard play. His
guard's great.
His guard's great. Everything about his game is amazing. But like, his passing is amazing.
He just went and passed.
It's crazy.
Anyway,
so we're both going
number 3.
Darko Cicerelli.
Yeah.
Light featherweight division. Maisa Bastos.
Yep.
Rose Marie El Shadouri. We have Thalmares Alquino, Tubby Aliquin, Amanda Aliquin, Brenda Werner from Forum here, local black belt woman. Another one to watch out for. She just won Brown Belt Worlds in the gi. Was it this year or last year?
This past year, I think.
Past year, yeah. So again,
I think she won Worlds and then got promoted to black belt.
Yeah, I think she got promoted on the podium. I think is what it was. So again, very curious to see how she looks, kind of moving into the black belt ranks now.
She's a tough competitor. I'll give you that.
Yeah, someone we've seen locally
like
for a long time.
Yeah.
Let me get my bracket back up here.
That is female purple belt.
Huh.
Oh, because you're all the way on the left. That's why. I don't know why.
This is also...
That's male.
Yeah. So this is an event from 6 months ago. I pulled up the wrong bracket. I haven't moved.
You don't close anything, do you?
No, so I need to save those brackets so we kind of appear behind the show. IBJJF and nobody else in the world saves brackets for these events. And so if you ever need to go back and recreate a bracket, it is impossible to do so because the way that the videos come up, it doesn't give you round. And so you'd have to go through and literally find every single woman in that bracket and then literally find every single round in order to recreate it. So I will save all of the black belt brackets. And I am the only person in the world that has a lot of those brackets individually. Like once a year, someone will email me for them, and I will send them just a folder of unorganized brackets by event because I save them every 6 months, so I don't know what events they're for anymore. So it's useless anyway, even if I save it.
That's good.
Moving on to light featherweight division.
That was Maisa Bastos. We had discussed it.
I think Maisa Bastos takes the whole thing.
You can't pick against her.
No, not really. I think she kind of cranks through most of light feather. Moving into the roosterweight division for the women.
Name we can't see.
Jessica Caroline Coe.
Something.
From Ring BJJ is number 1 seed here. Jessica Kahn's here at number 4. We have Jennifer Aquino Gonzalez from AOJ. Lavana I can never get her last name.
Francione
is in here as well.
Brenda, I'm assuming that's Alves from Melky Galval's gym.
Yeah, that is.
They've been, 3 of the best people in the world.
Yep.
With Hokage, Baby Shark, and Mika Galval.
Yeah.
Who
do you think takes it?
Huh.
I think we get a final of Jessica Kahn here. On the left side of the bracket. And then
really?
The right side of the bracket. Yeah, I think she does it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go with Brenda from Melky's.
Okay.
And I think Brenda wins.
I do think Brenda wins as well. Again, everyone from Mickey Gaval's gym Malky Gaval's gym is just crazy. I have not had a chance to watch the Boys of the Jungle documentary, the Manaus documentary that Flo put out. Looked great. Just haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
It's good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Is it all subtitled?
Some of it is, but Baby Shark and Hokage speak fairly decent English.
Yeah, good English.
And Mika's English is amazing.
Yeah.
Which is wild. I'm like, what? Like, and his dad doesn't speak a lick of it, so it's like, oh, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. And he is not at Pans, which has caused rumors.
Okay, so we're at the outro.
We're at the outro.
Outro of the show. So now it's time. Rumor is
he popped.
And this is not us saying it. This is just like, if you look at Reddit, because of Craig Jones's comments, because Craig Jones during the Craig Jones,
another AMA thing because of the Nick Ortiz thing?
No. So Craig Jones has been jiu-jitsu's like news bearer as of
TMZ.
So he's like, I love that he's really like extended his brand and like kind of moved out and branched out to like funny content and kind of like let loose how funny of a troll he is. But Craig Jones has been doing a ton of videos recently. He did a great one where he interviewed Lachlan.
He's like, what's his name? The bald Australian guy.
The comedian?
No, the bald Australian jiu-jitsu guy.
Isaac Michelle?
No.
Kit Dale?
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
Now they're becoming the same person
they
again.
Are. So Craig Jones has been doing a bunch of stuff on the B Team's YouTube page, and he interviewed Lachlan Giles. He's been doing these like funny Q&A videos, but he did a video talking about all the steroids that everyone was on, and like kind of breaking down who popped and like kind of the landscape of the space, and it was interesting. At the end of the video, he says, and I have it on rumor, that there was a very prominent young up-and-coming gi competitor that popped and is going through arbitration, much like Felipe Pena did for his test in 2018, 19, something like that.
Something like that.
So you can go through arbitration when you do this, and everyone looked at the registrations for Pans and went, notably, there is one up-and-coming young black belt who is missing, and everyone on that kind of went, speak Gaval. Everyone kind of went through all the names, and then everyone went, oh, look at the registrations. No one knows yet.
If he doesn't sign up for Worlds, you'll know.
Yeah. So it is what it is. I don't want to add fuel to that fire if it's not him. I don't want to, again, accuse anyone of getting popped if they don't. But that's the general internet consensus rumor, is that it is Mickey Galval, and he is notably absent from Pans, having had a really, really great performance at Gi Worlds, being the youngest Gi Worlds winner ever at 18, because he got his black belt at 18 because he's Mickey Galval. So there is that. And then it's a question, like, if he does pop, then is Ty Rotolo the youngest, for kind of the same reason? So interesting kind of note and wrinkle here. Again, I personally like don't care, but I hope he doesn't pop, because I do love seeing him compete in no-gi and the gi. And so it would be unfortunate to only see him in like a selection of gi events that don't test.
I mean, he just did AJP.
Yeah.
And he won.
This last weekend. And looked amazing, just crushed everyone, and everyone went, yeah, that makes sense. So it is kind of curious that a lot of it lines up. And I don't really care, because it's professional jiu-jitsu, and what do you expect?
Yeah.
So that's our take.
I think that's about it.
That's it. What else?
Nothing's happening next week, right?
Just Pans.
Just Pans. Nobody's running up against that.
We got to watch tons. Yeah, no. Somebody will be, but we're not going to be able to cover them. You got anything else going on this week, Josh?
No. Nope.
Yep. I got like doctor's appointment. I'm getting prepped for a conference I got to go to in like a couple of weeks for work, and then prepping for
conferences.
Yeah.
Sucker.
Yeah. It'll be neat, though. It's not too far away.
Who works at a real job where you have conferences?
Yeah. So,
as I say this, as one of the people on the show also goes to conferences all around the world.
Yeah.
Hi, Zach.
Yeah. So prepping for that, prepping for the flight out to Denver. We finally have our flights nailed. If you're in Denver, want to say hello, hit us up.
Hi, Troy.
Hi, Troy. I'm gonna go train with Troy. So I'm happy. I've made sure that like we're gonna see Rachel and my family in Denver. We're gonna train with Troy. And those are the two, and go to the fights. Those are the three things that I like have made sure are going to happen.
How long are you out there for?
Only about 5 days.
Okay.
So we're out there Monday. We're flying out Monday after work, and then we're leaving Saturday like mid-afternoon, mid-morning.
Okay.
Because it's just easier to fly in, get it back in, have Sunday to prep for work for Monday. We kind of made it a shorter trip because I don't have a lot of vacation time with my new job. And so only taking 4 days is easier on my vacation days because I lost a shitload of vacation changing jobs.
Did you cash that all out?
Yeah. I cashed out everything that I could cash out. I left some sick time on the table for that, which was annoying. But like I also had spine surgery the year prior, so I used it all. So it was really only what I had accrued in the last year and a half anyway.
10 minutes of sick time.
It was more than that, but it was still like, it was one of those where it's like I used this like hundreds of hours for my spine surgery. So I was like, yeah,
it's reasonable.
I'll give away like a couple hours it is. But they gave me very adequate sick time, which I was appreciative of. Like that was one of the perks of the position. But I have less annual time at this new job, so scheduling it out. So we'll get there like Tuesday morning at like midnight or something like that. And then do fun stuff Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday are the fights. Hell yeah, there's 2 grappling matches on that card that I'm amped for. Both Ty Rotolo and Mikey Musumeci are on that card. Jonesing for it. And then we'll fly out. Well, basically, that would be the capping of our trip, and we'll fly out
Saturday.
So it's again, I wish I had more time so we could like spend more time and hang out there, but it's just
I don't
not
know
on the cards
if it's
right now.
still there, but last time I went, and this was years ago, there is a cool like food hall near the Denver airport. I can't remember what it's called, but right outside of it too, because I just stopped by, there was like this jiu-jitsu place that was right by it too.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time in Longmont. I went because Richard's family's out there. We went out there in 2016, something like that. It would have been prior to starting the show. So it would have been 2016.
I know it was, we had went after the show only because I had messaged Troy and said, where should I train in this area?
You have a picture of you on a rock with the Grappling Ryan t-shirt on.
Yes, I do have that. I also have a Prime BJJ shirt that I was wearing before I left.
Yeah. So I think it's been a while since we've been out there.
Yeah, I would love to go back out there again.
So I'm excited for it. It'll be fun to train at altitude and like die. It was fun the first time, but now I'm in way worse shape. Like
Dude,
6 years later,
everything was fine when I was there. We went up to like Pikes Peak, didn't get bothered by the altitude. None of that stuff.
Yep.
I trained jiu-jitsu and the warm-up almost took me out.
So I was in some of the best shape I'd ever been in like my adult life. In this Denver trip, I was good. Like the first 2 rounds, fine, no difference. The third round hit. Like the end of the second round happened, and like it was a 5-minute clock, 1 minute off, 5 minutes on, like standard how most gyms run and stuff. And that 1 minute came around, and I was like still out of breath, and I went, this is gonna suck. And then we trained like more, and it was just every round, I was like, I was in good enough shape to kind of deal with it, but it was just very funny that 1 minute just wasn't enough for my body to like get enough oxygen to recover because I was used to the 1 minute, and so it'll be very funny to go back. Way better at jiu-jitsu, but in absolutely dog shit shape in compared to what I was 6 or 7 years ago.
I think if I trained there now, I would die.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. And now like it'll be fun. I don't have the athleticism I used to have to fix a lot of problems. So I'm looking forward to it. Again, I like traveling. It'll be fun to, since my spine surgery, hopefully travel and train at more places now. And now that I'm not like broken and worried I'm going to get broken all the time.
Don't break yourself while you're there.
I don't want to. I'm going to train responsibly now. I'm not training tonight because I hurt my sternum. Figures. So yeah.
If you're in the Denver area and you don't train at Troy's, train with Maine.
We're talking about Nova Mente.
Yeah.
That's Troy Everett's gym, the Night Pigeon. So longtime friend of the show and friend of jiu-jitsu.
And Rachel.
It'll be fun. I got nothing else. Other than that, just like planning for that trip and getting all my ducks in a row to go out to Denver and watch fights. God, I'm excited for Demetrius Johnson versus Morales 3. That would be so much fun.
Barn burner.
Dude, I saw it was in the US and I saw tickets for like $75. And then I waited like 3 or 4 weeks and then tickets were like $200 and I was like, we're still gonna go. So I paid like $470 for tickets.
I paid a lot of money. But we're going.
Well, they were supposed to be like $75. I was like, oh, we'll definitely go. It's easy. See family. And then
I should have bought them then.
You should have. I should have, Josh. You're not wrong. It cost me an extra $200 and something, but we haven't gone out there in 7 years to see family, so it'll be worth it, and it'll be a banger fight. So
Hell yeah.
That's before I knew about the grappling matches. So that's it. As always on the show, I'm your host, Maine, my co-host,
Josh.
And we have the Grappling around to the mat, whatever it is. Stay safe. If you like the show, please consider sharing it on Facebook with the folks at your gym. It's the best way that we grow the show, and we really appreciate it. You can reach out to us on email.
We also have Instagram. We have Facebook. We have Twitter. We have Google+.
Until that shuts down.
We have a website.
If you have an event you would like to have us cover, please let us know. If you have a name, like most people do, and you'd like to have us stop butchering it,
let us know.
Reach out to us. The show is also available on YouTube, Spotify, in addition to iTunes and every other podcast service. We very much appreciate your time, and thank you.